Hello. My name's Amanda Easton and I'm a pop artist from Sydney, Australia. I make retro-inspired theatrical electronic pop. But when I'm not doing my own music, I do cabaret, cover band gigs, solo gigs, tribute shows, recording sessions. So you're 19 at the time?
19, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get it at first.
You didn't get the gig?
No, they came down to Des Moines Rome Club and checked me out again. And
yeah.
Ivor said, just call our management. We're going to New Zealand and then we're going to America and we're going to New York.
Goodness!
And then we're going to Europe. And the furthest I'd been was Canberra in a car to play the tennis tournament. I shouldn't be telling you all this, it's pretty
It's fantastic!
And then all of a sudden...
It's like a Hollywood story.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
My mum called me up one day and said, "Why did you put all that stuff on my doorstep?" And I hadn't. I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "You left a whole lot of your photos and, your stuff on my doorstep. What did you want me to do with it?" And I didn't know what she was talking about. And when I eventually went over to have a look at the box, I realised it was a whole lot of photos and whatever from my life. And it could only have come from one person.
Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Australia's finest female singers, Amanda Easton has been a darling of the indie pop scene over the past few years, thanks to her unique theatrical style and quirky sound. I dance to the music in my head, don't hit it cause I hear this tune instead.
Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries and that summer feeling. It's so wonderful and warm. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking. Shoot that poison arrow through my heart. Shoot that poison arrow through my heart. Shoot that poison arrow. Hello, so here we are at the wallflower shoot. Come here, join me. I can see you're frightened too, to look into my deepest blue. But I'll be watching you from here.
Hello, how are you? You might wonder why my arm is up in the air. I'm in a little attic room and I forgot to put the ladder up, and that means the whole house has to listen to my stream if the ladder's down. So I thought I'd just put that up. I'm just casually leaning against the wall here with my armpit in the air. How are you? This is my second stream for today, which is very exciting. I did once do Bert. Hello. I hope you noticed who has joined us. Look at that. Shane, how are you? Look who has joined us. That is Smoky Cam. Can you work out kind of what's going on there? That's her little face. She's actually sleeping in the box that my little piano amp comes in. So it's one of those little rolling cubes, and it's one of her favourite places to sleep. I think it's the cutest. So sometimes I don't realise she's there, and I open up and go, oh, there's a cat in there. she's behaving herself really well at the moment. Stu, I did see you pop in before, and you said you were coming tonight. So I'm so happy to see you. I'm going really well, thank you. Everything is going great. It's kind of getting to the pointy end of the year, which means that things are starting to get a little bit quieter for me. And I mean, I've still got kind of 3 or 4 gigs a week, but it's not 10. And just as Christmas hits, between Christmas and New Year, I've got completely off, and then, I go back on New Year's Eve. So hey, Katie's back. And for those who might have heard earlier, Katie had to leave the earlier stream a little bit before it finished because she had a job interview, and it sounded like everything went well. So, oh, Stu, you can request it, but I'm sorry, I have no piano. I'm actually not doing any live songs tonight, and I don't have a video of Purple People Eater, as terrible as that is. So tonight is more, well, it doesn't feel like night yet because it's still nice and sunny out there. But this afternoon is all about watching videos. It's a watch party. The reason I decided to do that is because it's been such an uphill battle just to get the stream to this point again, because my streaming software just completely shat itself, and I had to learn a brand new program and learn all the little and start from scratch. Everything I had to piece back together. There's like hundreds of little pieces that you have to put together to make this stream work, and doing it live was just a step too far. And I got to say, I'm quite vocally tired as well because I'm doing so many gigs at the moment. So I feel bad about not performing live, but it will happen again. Now that I've managed to get the stream this far, it shouldn't be such a big deal to be able to perform live as well. So it's very disappointing not having Purple People Eater. I should have thought about getting a video ready, but thank you for the kiss. Hey, Shark Attack, how are you going? I'm hoping this stream sounds a little bit better than my test stream this morning that I saw you on. And I'm not wearing a big baggy t-shirt now either. Yeah, it's been mad season with gigs there too, and that's the way it should be, right? We have to make hay while the sun shines, and then we can have a little rest. But it's so nice to see you folks. Ambivalent Hoax, I haven't seen you for a long time. How are you? Great to see you as well. It's great to stream again, Ambivalent. It's been a year. I looked at my dashboard and it was a Christmas stream this time last year. So, wow. It's been ages, huh? Or I'm actually wondering if it can't be 2 years, can it? I just saw Christmas and didn't even think, was it 2023 or 2? Anyway, it's been a long time, so it's very nice to be back. And hey, Pete, it's good to see you again. I don't know if you were still here, Pete, but I was talking about you, and Sydney and I were having a fight. He was saying, no, Pete is my pal. I'm going, no, he's my pal. We can share. But I was talking about this picture on the back of my EP and how it's your version of this photo, because you're really good at doing the filtering and the touching up, that I used on the EP. So thank you for that. Great to see you. Yeah, lead up to Christmas is You'll Forgive Me, Thanks, Stu. It just means I have to drag you back in for another one when I actually do live music. I don't know if, I'm sure everybody that's here now has been in one of my live streams where I've performed Purple People Eater. I know it's one of the highlights of the stream, so, you can't have possibly forgotten. But it was our dear Stuart, who's a friend of mine here in Sydney, that started that. So he is to blame. What's BS? I know what I think BS is, the moderator. BS. I don't know, there's a whole lot of new stuff going on. Do the redeems work? I couldn't get them working this morning, but if they don't work as a redeem, you can definitely use most of them at least as a command, which means they're free anyway. Try the redeems though. Thank you, my pals. It was Sydney as well. Oh, okay, yeah, so you're spreading the blame around. Well, I don't know if Sydney's going to be here tonight, unless he has a toilet break in the middle of the night. It's about 1 a.m. for him, and he said he won't make it, which is going to be weird. No, the redeems don't work, do they? I don't know why. I looked into it in between the two streams today, and I couldn't find a reason. But you might be able to just do it as a command anyway. If you can't, that's just something I'm going to have to fix for next stream. I'm not sure. It's been so long since I've been on Twitch that they've changed a lot of things on me. Although I did have a look and that seemed to be the same. So I'm not sure about that. I'm sorry. I wonder if I can do it. Let me have a look. Spaceships, is that going to work? Oh, made a liar out of me. Sorry. There are other things that work though. Just not that one. That's a shame. Maybe, see, I'm multi-streaming at the moment. I'm working across Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. So it might have something to do with that. I'm trying to keep an eye on a few things. Are you actually home, Stu? Our lovely Stu has been in hospital. And, oh, you're actually home. I didn't get a chance to visit you, which was always my plan. But it happened to coincide with like the busiest period of the year. But I'm so glad that you're home, Stu. That is great news. You must be just so relieved. Although I'm sure all the nurses miss you. And you probably miss them too, huh? But there you go. There are some commands that will work today. I mean, just the fact that I managed to get myself to work today is a big achievement. I had to start from scratch for the streamers here among you. I had to, I probably already said so, right? I had to learn. You came home just this afternoon. Oh, that's perfect timing for me because I get to have you here. That's awesome. Yes, I had to learn Streamlabs OBS, which I think would be very similar to OBS, but not as similar as you might hope. Anyway, we're here and I think it's all working. So there are secret commands and I think they work. So if you go into that Discord, if you press that link, you should be able to find some of the cheeky ones. But I think they might be up in that last message. So there's the ones that, the couple of words, I don't know if you remember, it's been that long since I've streamed. There's a couple of words that they set my teeth on end. There's two in particular. And I'm sure you'll be saying them in your head right now. You can do Command that. One of them, the British version would be knickers. The Australian version would be undies. The American version is... Someone help me out. Go on. Command starts with P. I know you wanna. And then there's the one where stuff drips from the ceiling all over me. Yes, there it is. Thank you, Katie. By the way, for those who don't know, Katie is Loving Life, which she is indeed, but she is also Loving Life 1212. So just in case you're wondering, who is this person? It's our Katie. And as well as having little Smokey on the screen, she doesn't do much. She's sound asleep. But how cute. Can you tell what's going on there? Because it's quite dark inside that little box and I've got a bit of a light. Briefs or boxes, see, I can say those words. They don't bother me. The P word, it just makes me cringe. And you hear it in American TV and American movies and every time it's like, don't say that word. I don't know why it bothers me so much. Am I the only one that it bothers? But it's the same with the, yes, that word, my pals. But do you remember the other one? The other one is a word you would use perhaps to describe a sponge cake when it's good. This cake is really, oh, Smokey's waking up. No, just having a little wiggle. This cake is really, starts with M. What's another way? You would say, oh, I'm feeling a bit, because it's so humid today. I don't think you'd really use it, thong. Well, obviously that's in relation to the P word. I don't mind thong. I can say thong with no problems, although usually I think you're speaking of footwear. Then it would be, that's the one, Stu. Here it comes. Thank you very much. That's what I've been waiting for all day. If you listen closely, the sound of it is even worse than the sound of the word. And here it comes again, just in case you missed it the first time. Yes, indeed. There's something really wrong with that word. I just don't like it. I don't like saying it. Just maybe it's all the connotations. I don't know. I don't mind a sponge cake that is that, though. You can't say it if you're hot from the weather, no. No, I wouldn't. I was just trying to explain it. That was a really bad description. I was trying to explain it, but I didn't want to use one of the rude explanations. Here we go. Here comes the 1980s. We have cassette tapes, which apparently are back. And that's kind of hanging in the air a bit, isn't it? Now I've turned into a 1980s pop star on a television. It's all very exciting. I think my family had a TV like that in the 80s. And see, I've got some neon light happening even though I'm supposed to be in the 1950s here. Oh, you still have your mum's honey sponge recipe. That sounds yummy. And I'm sure it is very, we just don't need to say it. What's another word for that? I don't know. Not dry. All right. So tonight is all about having a watch party for my little mini album, Drama and DooWops. And I actually announced something with very little fanfare today. I was talking about how Taylor Swift announced her new album in front of an international audience of mega thousands, and then, the entire World Wide Web practically broke because she announced her new album. And I have a feeling that's Pop-Tarts TV. Yes, that's not going to happen when I announce it. This is my second announcement since I did announce it today. This mini album is the first of 3, and it's a series of 3 mini albums that I like to call my drama series, because there'll be the word drama in the title of all of them. Basically, it's one big album, but I'm just splitting it up into 3, which is much more interesting and, for me to be able to do 3 lots of artwork and, I can kind of theme it a little bit better. So the second one, is called Murder and Melodrama, because of my fairly recent love of true crime. Not that I intend to murder. Do yourself a favour, which is what our Molly Meldrum would have said, right, Shane? Melzy, how are you? Lovely to see you. How are you going? It's been too long, huh? I mean, I know I see you on Facebook, but it's not quite the same. Lovely to see you. Oh, okay. Ambivalent hoax. That's totally fair enough. Not everyone is a Swiftie or really cares, which, you know, is good. We can't all love the same things. I got to say, having a 3-part EP, I thank you. Well, I did that with my EPs before. They weren't quite as closely linked, but there was a theme running through them. That's, now this is a test. Out of the Blue, Polaroids and Postcards, and Disco Disconnected. There was some kind of visual as well as some musical elements drawing those 3 EPs together. And so I wanted to do that again. And this time there is, you know, more of a direct theme with the drama being part of it. And I figure, come and see me live since you're actually, you know, in the country. That would be awesome. I'd love to see you in the flesh, give you a cuddle. So that's the idea for the next one, which I tentatively, ambitiously have scheduled for next year. But, you know, that's probably, I'm not going to say it's unlikely. That's, you know, I'm going to aim for next year. It hasn't been recorded yet, but the songs have been written. So that's a pretty good part of it. And the photos that will turn into artwork have been done because I did that all at once. But the actual recording is a pretty big job. But, you know, it's exciting to have something to look forward to in that kind of original project for me, because I love working on that kind of thing. Hugs are good. Hugs are definitely good. In fact, this is as close as I can get at the moment. But here is an eye hug for everybody. Next year's age is away, right? I know. Isn't it amazing how fast they creep up on you? Oh, yeah. But, you know, I love Christmas time. I love New Year time. I'm touring mostly through January with my kids' show. So the year kind of gets up to I think my first gig is the 3rd of January, maybe even it's the 2nd. My first gig is the 2nd, and then I tour. I've got like 3 gigs before I go on tour. I go on tour for a few weeks. Then I'm back at the end of January for at least a week or so. February I'm here. March I'm on tour again. But February has traditionally been my original music month. So because it's a bit of an in-betweeny month. Like the year's started. So, you know, get to work, crack the whip is what I think of myself, because January I used to tend to slack off, not this January. And so February I kind of get going, but the year hasn't really got going yet. So I feel like I can focus on my original music. Because, you know, unfortunately, when you're an original musician of my stature, which is, you know, down here somewhere, you can't put as much focus on it as perhaps you'd like, because you have to earn a living. And I'm very, very thankful that I get to earn a living as a singer and a musician. So no complaints here. But obviously most of the work I do is covers, and I'm so busy having my head in that world that sometimes it's hard to focus on the original thing. But February I try and make that a focus. I'm sorry, I'm just talking about focus. I'm looking at my little Smokey there. I remember my mum used to say, "Oh, you're so lovely when you're asleep." I think that's Smokey. She knows we're talking about her. So she's in that little amp box, and it's quite dark. So I've got one of those little webcams that's got a light on it. So she's got a little spotlight in her face, which doesn't seem to bother her when she's sleeping. I'm no plans to come to Adelaide again yet, but I will definitely let you know if I do. And it was so lovely to get to meet you in the flesh. And Bert, yes, I haven't met you in the flesh yet. No plans to go to Dubbo yet either, but I really hope that'll change. My current album, Melzy, is available from my website. And yes, so that's amandaeaston.com, where all my original music is available, as well as places like CD Baby and, you know, what do they used to say? Where all good records are sold. Well, that's not true, because it's not available at many record stores. But who actually goes to record stores anymore? Do people still? I hope they do. It was awesome. It was so awesome. It's always there's so many people here. I mean, at least you guys are Aussies, and there's a bit of a chance of meeting in the flesh. Oh, thanks, Melzy. Well, maybe have a listen first and check you like it. You will listen. You will get to hear some of it today. So yes, at least I get to meet some of the Aussies in the flesh. I say oops because I just pressed the mouse and something disappeared, but I'm still here. You still buy vinyl CDs and DVDs. I still buy vinyl. I don't buy the other two so much. You have met Bert in the flesh. How did you get to meet Bert? Was that one of your mutual musician friends? Must have been, I guess. That's not fair. I didn't get to. But hopefully I will one day. I have been to Dubbo. It's an awesome town. So tour as in interstate, yes. I'm going to, mainly in January, it's Queensland and regional New South Wales. Then in March, it'll be Victoria, Queensland. I actually haven't got all that. That tour is for a Neil Diamond tribute artist that's coming out from Canada who's meant to be amazing, and get this, for one of the best tribute show names ever. So he's Neil Diamond. He's not Neil Diamond, but he's impersonating Neil Diamond, and apparently he's just spot on. I haven't met him yet. The show is called Nearly Neil. Isn't that cool? I love it. I think that's a great. I know you love buying CDs and vinyl, Stu. You're a master music supporter. Yeah, I love my vinyl too. And so, yes, I'll be touring with him in March, and I don't actually have all the venues yet. So there is a chance, Shane, that I'll be going to Adelaide again, because it's the same promoter. So it's possible, because we played the Princess Theatre that time. And so you met Bert in Tamworth, of course. So, yes, if I'm going to Adelaide, I'll definitely let you know. So I think there is only the eastern states, the Astern. I'm not singing today, Melzy. This is just a watch party, so I feel guilty when I say that, because Stu requested something as well, and I have to say no. I have got no piano, no setup for music. It's just about watching the videos and having a chat. And the main reason for that is partly I've got like a million gigs, and so I'm quite vocally tired, which is one of the reasons I haven't been live streaming lately, because I've been doing like 5-6 gigs a week. And in between, the last thing I can think of is singing, because I just need to kind of rest the old vocal cords. Talking's okay. Although you can probably hear the tiredness in my voice. I can kind of hear it. But the next live stream I do, I will definitely do live music. But yes, it was such a big learning curve, because I haven't live streamed for so long, and my software that I used to use just decided not to work at all. So I had to redo everything from scratch, which was huge. So this is about the biggest step I could take. Yes, Stu, well, it's funny you should mention that. My last album on vinyl, the only one I have on vinyl, this is thanks to record company called Renaissance Records, who are in Phoenix, Arizona. And it's just a coincidence that it's the same state, not the same town, that Sydney Listening to Mandy is from. This is massive, this. I love the fact, if I had to pay for the vinyl myself, I wouldn't have been able to afford to get such a fancy one. But they really wanted to do the whole full color gatefold, and this is the inside, and even the actual. So it's not very often you get something so big and so tangible when it's your own music. So I get a bit excited. And inside, even the oops. Now, can you still see me? Because I just got a big error message, and it says, your stream recording session is still running in the background. But I can't see it at all. So let me have a look. It obviously wasn't interested in my album. Okay, so is that yes? You can still see me and it's still running. That is so weird. But the program that runs the stream has completely shut down, which means I can't play you any videos or do anything like that. And it's probably going to end on me. So this is exactly what happened this morning. So Streamlabs OBS, I'm not very impressed. I switched over from OBS, which wasn't working at all, mind you. And this new program, you know, it's okay until this happens. So what I might do is restart, and I hope you will join me again. It'll probably be, at least it's consistent, right? I wonder if it was around the same time into the stream as well. But it's so weird that it's still going, but I can't control it at all. Very, very strange. So what I'll do is I'll say goodbye temporarily. I do hope you'll come back. It's just a matter probably of restarting the computer or maybe just the program. So it'll either be... Well, that didn't take too long. Frozen Mandy. Hopefully, I can see myself now. I think it takes a little while for it to catch up. Let's have a look. Hey, Dark, how you going? Can you see me now? The stream did what it did this morning. It just decided to, Streamlabs decided to close. And I had to restart it, but it didn't seem to take too long, but I don't know. Professional looks and sounds good. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know, because it's really hard to know. You feel like sometimes, 3:30 a.m. You're such a rock star. I know you are often up quite late. You had to refresh. Okay, maybe everyone needs to refresh. Back all good. Excellent. Well, I think it's time. We've got Smokey, and she's a pretty special guest, but we have an even more special guest on. Yay, Dark. I can't believe I get to see you twice in one day. That is so good. Same with you, Bert. And my pals. Okay, and Stu, you were here earlier. Okay, and if anyone I've missed. All right, so let's... Is it the same time for you, my pals? Dark's in Canada, aren't you? I suppose some of the time zones are the same. It's no longer late, it's more early morning, that's right. So it depends which way you look at it. But knowing Dark, he didn't go to bed like some super, 7 p.m. kind of time or even 9 p.m. time. He's a night owl, aren't you? Although, have you been to sleep and gotten back up? Anyway, that special guest I was talking about, Katie. So this worked pretty seamlessly last stream. So, it might be asking a lot. I'm in the dish with one spoon, but most call this Canada. Yes. I apologise. I thought it was Turtle Island. Isn't that the native name? Okay, so Katie, I'm starting Collab Cam now. This is one thing I like about Streamlabs, I've got to say. There's a bit of fiddling with Twitch when you got a guest on, but it's a lot more straightforward in Streamlabs. Okay, so I think it should be the same invite, Katie. Ah, I see. Oh, and something I realised, I remembered, Katie. Remember, it's been a long time for Katie as well. But some of the commands are coming back to me, and one of them was this one. There we go. Shout out. So I'll let you do it next time, Katie, but that's just a reminder. I only remembered after you left the stream earlier. I thought, oh, I remember what you're supposed to do on Twitch. You're supposed to shout people out. All these things that you just, you take for granted that you remember and you don't. Okay, so Katie, you still there? I've opened up the collab cam, so you just need to join. And once you join, I'll get you up on the screen. It was lovely to have Katie on the stream with me. The old duo are back. No, I don't think there's any other... Oh, did you do that for me last stream? Thank you. No, I don't think there are any other streamers here. So let me know, Katie, when you're... Oh, you need a new code? Okay, no. Disky! Oh, that's a blast from the past. How are you? Great to see you. Well, great to see you online. I've seen you, kind of seen you here and there. But great to see you here. All right, so let me just get this code for Katie sorted. I'm not sure if it's a new one or an old one, but I will send it anyway. And we'll get to see her on the screen. Okay. There we go. So, I don't know, Dark, if you've ever used Streamlabs, but all you have to do to get a guest on, obviously you set up the Windows capture thingy. It's a specific one called Collab Cam. All you do is send them one little tiny link and they press on it. And that is it. That's the way it should be. Okay. So hopefully, let me know if that didn't work, but hopefully it will. Because now I've just raved about how easy it is. And it is, but I use a different program. Okay. So you've worked out, the easy way to do it. Because I didn't find that even when Twitch built it into their interface, it wasn't as easy as that. I like easy. Easy is good. Because too many knobs. Do you remember that command? Feel free to go with that. Anyway, I'm going to play the first song. This is called Dog-Eared Drummer. Oh, you StreamYard. Yeah, I think that is quite similar. I'm going to play the first song off this little EP called Dog-Eared Drummer. Dog-eared as in you fold down the page of a book you want to keep going back to, and it's about somebody who keeps going over the same drama over and over again, and it's the same man. And no, it's not about me, but it's kind of about me because everything I write ends up being about me, which is, I think, all songwriters. Anyway, I only finished this film clip, editing it together last night. I hope you enjoy it. Where is it? There it is.
Oh dear, look at your face. Who is it this time that's fallen from grace? You don't know it's midnight now, don't you? You're on the slippery dip of your sanity. Please hold it close for the sake of your sanity. You know it too. I'm looking out for you. Don't want any of that dog-eared drama. It's time to change your view. You love to excess. Your heart's in a mess, and you wear it all over your vintage dress. You say your mother's to blame, handed down chaos along with her name. You know you can change that now, don't you? Life knocks us flat, some sometimes it's true, but everything doesn't just happen to you. I feel it too. I'm sensitive like you. Don't want any of that dogged drama. It's time to change your view. You love to obsess, your heart's in a mess, and you wear it all over your vintage dress. It can all be so wearing, but I promise to keep on caring. I say this with love because I can be this way too. Don't want any of that dogged drama. It's time to change your view. You love to obsess, your heart's in a mess, and you wear it all over your vintage dress, your vintage dress, your vintage dress.
Now, can I ask you a question? Did you recognise the backing singers? Thank you. Thank you for the collapse. Because I thought it was obvious, but I know myself, right? I thought everybody would recognise who they are, but people didn't, and I really loved that they didn't. So let me know. Oh, look at Smokey. I'm not sure what. Oh, there's her little ear. Yeah, she's still asleep. That's not actually a good thing because she may decide to wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. All right, so I think Katie is ready. So let's get her on. So do you want to press the button, Katie, so I can let you in and you get to sit above Smokey there? So, a guest has joined. Click to show. See, that's the way it should work. Hello. There she is. Press the button and she just pops in. That's what we like. How was your afternoon?
Really good. Very hot.
I know, right? It's still hot. It's like 7:40 at night and it feels like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's still really warm.
I know. I've got no air conditioning in my car at the moment, so driving to the interview and back, it was just painful.
Oh, yeah, that's hard. In this room, I have a fan, but if I turn the fan on, it goes right into the microphone, so you can't hear anything. And there's no aircon. There's aircon downstairs where you need it less. But, you know, when you go up, it's always hotter. So, but that's okay. I mean, it's not as bad as one of those dates that I was planning to stream and it was going to be, I don't know, 36 or something crazy. It's only been about 30 today, which is hot enough. It's probably 36 in this room. But I've survived. So, Katie, I explained this for those who are here in earlier stream today. Katie is really great at writing and the journalistic side of things. And her father actually was a very well-known journalist. So it's obviously in the genes. And she's written some questions, interview style, for me about my EP. She asked me some today, but Katie, up to you whether you want to ask different questions or the same ones.
I think I'm just trying to work out which ones I didn't ask you before. I think this one. I'll ask you this one.
And by the way, how is Katie's volume? Is everything good there? Because I kind of mucked around with the volumes between the streams because they were a little bit out of whack earlier. So please let me know. I'm open to, I've completely forgotten how to live stream, so I'm completely open to suggestions / criticisms / anything. So let me know. Yeah, but I can hear you perfectly, Katie.
Okay.
Sounds okay. Good.
Okay. You want me to ask you a question?
Yeah.
Oops, yeah, I just messed it up. Okay.
Oh,
What
good. Much better
stories?
this time. Good.
Sorry?
Oh, no, I was sorry, I was just answering the chat. My pals were saying much better this time around.
Okay. What stories or emotions were you hoping to convey through this EP?
Oh, you're good at this, Katie. That's a good question because that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's about trying to evoke feelings in people. And, we had Sydney, as probably a lot of you know, someone who's only become my friend through live streams. I didn't know him before, but his tag is Sydney listening to Mandy, which is gorgeous. And he lost his mum only a couple of months ago. And so he's been telling me he's been listening to the songs of mine that he finds very sad, but that it's therapeutic. And I'm a massive fan of melancholy music. But I've got to say, this album is a little bit of a departure. I wanted to make something a little bit more upbeat. It's still got the melancholy sound, I think, and there are some kind of sad songs on there. But I was trying to be a little bit more fun because I'm not very fun in my music. Often it's all about, these kind of emotions, the drama. That's why I'm doing a drama series. But having said that, there are 2 songs that you could class as love songs. My Pick Me Up and Me As I Am, which is kind of about self-love as well as romantic love. So, that's pretty good going for me. So I don't think I ever actually think I'm going to try and make people feel this, but I know when I write a song, the feeling it gives me. So I just hope that when it goes out, even if someone has a different meaning for it when they listen to it, to the one I intended, I hope it makes them feel something. And if that's just to get up and dance, then I've done my job.
I think I've asked you all of the other songs, the other questions, sorry.
Well, that's all right. I will go on to the... Sorry?
Sorry.
I will go on to the second song of the EP is Me As I Am, and that's the one where I was referring to the song about self-love. So basically, if you can love me as I am with all my quirks and faults and whatever else, those times we're down on ourselves, and unfortunately I think most of us have those times at times. And I think one good way of getting myself out of that funk is look at the people around you. People, that actually really like you. You can't be that bad. So give yourself some more love. That's the message of this song. It's called Me As I Am. So I'll play that one next. It's the second song on the EP.
Okay, we're rolling.
I burn the bottom of pans and leave towels on the floor. I look in the mirror and wish for more. And baby, sometimes I'm late when we meet up, but it's best not to say. You take my hand and tell me I look better every day. If someone like you can love me as you do, love the way that I am, I can love me as I am too. If someone like you loves me just like you do, loves me as I brought me out of the past. In 5 minutes I knew. Took you a bit longer, but then you got there too. Now baby, we've got so many tomorrows. The song has just started to play. I love the girl that I am when you look my way. If someone like you can love me as you do, love the way that I am, I can love me as I am too. If someone like you loves me just like you do, loves me as I am, I can love me as I am too. If someone like you can love me as you do, love the way that I am, I can love me as I am too. If someone like you loves me just like you do, loves me as I am, I can love me as I am too.
I turned down my mic. Brizey, how are you? So great to see you. It's been too long, huh? How's everybody going? You guys still streaming as well? I haven't been on Twitch much at all as a watcher or as a doer. But it's great to see you. Thank you so much for dropping in. And you can see Katie is here with me, as is Sleepy Smokey down there in the corner. She's in my piano amp box, so I put a little spotlight on her head as well as a camera. Because the first stream I did this morning, everyone said, "Where's Smokey?" So it's nice to know you're missed, isn't it? She cares a lot. We can see right down her ear. All right. So, yes, Paul is still streaming, and you appear with him often, don't you? You're his very important offsider, but not always singing. How's his voice? I hope things are much better then, because I know how terrible I would feel if, I mean, I've had my own health problems, but yeah, the voice thing, it's enough to drive you crazy, I'm sure. So I hope he's doing a lot better. But I must make sure I pop in and say hello. Halloween, I'm a little bit behind, aren't I? Well, the stream was supposed to happen a couple of weeks ago originally. Everything got in the way of it. But it was kind of closer to Halloween, and now it's closer to Christmas. He still has trouble with his voice. I'm sorry to hear that. And he's got such a great voice, but I'm sure he'll bounce back eventually. It all comes back. All right, so what else is going on, people? Hey, so great to be here. I was saying this morning that I've always felt like Twitch is like a little magic window. So I can come up into my attic here where I'm sitting, and if I'm lonely, I just have to open up this special window and I can talk to people, and they're there on the other side, and it's just such a wonderful thing. I love it. I'll be heading to Melbourne next year. Good. good. We did talk about a collab a while ago, Paul and I, and for both of us, stuff got in the way, as it tends to do. But I'm glad he's still talking about it, because whenever he wants to do it, I'm there. I think that'll be great fun. All right. So the third song on this little mini album is actually about my husband, Simon. I don't know if you guys remember, Katie will definitely remember this. You know, Katie is one of those people, and I'm sure you know that she's very go-get-em, but she is go-get-em about charitable causes as well as just stuff she wants to do. And she started a street kitchen, gosh, was that 3 years ago now, the one in Wentworth Park?
Yeah.
And I think it was the very first time, wasn't it? Jen was there. Who else was there? Jude was there. There were a few Twitch coats there to start off this street kitchen, so feeding the homeless. And I put my foot in a hole that I didn't know was there. I was carrying a tray of food, and the council hadn't, as they tend not to do down there, which is appalling, they don't keep the grass nice and short. They just, oh, Smokey just had a look at you all. Oh, now you get to see inside her mouth. And they didn't mow the grass, and so I couldn't tell there was a hole there. And also I was carrying a plate of food, and I put my foot in it, and of course I was wearing heels because I'm that stupid crazy girl that wears heels everywhere, and I broke my foot, and I ended up being in a boot for ages. And the beginning of this song talks about how I had weights on my feet and I couldn't see my toes and all of this kind of stuff. And that's what it's referring to that time. But the song is called My Pick Me Up, which refers to Simon as, you know, the person in my life. And I'm lucky to have quite a few people in my life like this. But him in particular is, you know, there always to pick me up when I need it. And the reason I like this song so much is that I've used the word paracetamol in it, and I don't know if anyone has done that before in a song. They may well have, but it just is, it's a word that sings really well, my paracetamol. And I would be really flattered if someone said, you're my paracetamol, because it's like, it's that thing that always makes you feel better. That's what this song is about. Oh, Smokey's giving you a good shot there. Face on. Oh, okay. I shouldn't have said anything. So this is my pick-me-up from Drama and DooWops.
Woke up this morning, feeling down. Look to my toes to bring me round. There's a funk that's beeping and waits on my feet. Can't seem to feel him, feeling so incomplete. Just can't start, the world's too fast, and I'm left behind with hooks in my heart. So lift me up, wrap me up, be my pick me up, save me quick, I'm your pick up sticks, pick me up. A bit of bad luck got me bowing my head. No motivation to get out of bed, but you get to the pain in me and X-ray can't see. You are my remedy, that strong suit of armor I need.
So you might have noticed by now that my thing is to find clips or to find movies, or in the case of the last one I played, to find animations that feature redheads so I can pretend it's me. And I love finding that was a movie. I can't remember the name of the movie. It would be on my YouTube. I always give credits. But I have to find footage that's out of copyright. So I do that and I chop it up and make it fit the narrative of my song. And, you know, where I can, I intersperse it with footage of me singing, but I don't always have that. But it's kind of my hobby is finding this random footage. And I loved it when I found Betty Boop as a redhead. Because in the last music video, The Me As I Am, you notice it was a redhead Betty Boop. I mean, who knew that she was ever a redhead? I always thought she had black hair. But I'm like, well, that's got to be me. There's another redhead, I'll have her. And yes, it's my... I spend a lot of time video editing. It's a very time-consuming hobby, but it's very enjoyable. So, Katie, do you have any animals there with you tonight?
I've got one on the couch and the other one's at the door.
Oh, you've got three though, haven't you?
I've got 4 cats and a dog.
Oh, you've got 5 altogether.
Yeah.
Because Katie used to look after people's pets for like part of her job. So whenever you go to Katie's, there's always lots of animals, but I kind of got confused about which ones actually belong to you, which is lovely. I've just got a cat that sleeps in the box over there, and now you get to see her back. Oh, I'll have to move the camera later so you can see her lovely little face. Thank you for the claps, everybody. All right. So the next song, this is where we made Sid cry in this morning's stream. This song, I won't tell the whole story again, but my mum is in a nursing home and unfortunately she has dementia. But she's otherwise well and she still does know me and my little family, which is a blessing, of course. And this is about a story that she told me not that long ago, even though it happened to her when she was 17 or 18, where she fell in love with, she dated somebody who fell in love with her a little harder than she fell in love with them back. Long story. Anyway, I know my mum still kind of travels between the two eras. You can tell when you talk to her. Sometimes she's aware of where she is and when it is, and other times it's like she's still back in some time in her past, maybe even before I existed. And she has a photo actually by her bed of when she was about 18 or 19 and she's wearing a blue ball gown. And that photo has always been around our house. I've seen it forever, but it was kind of in a corner before and now, you know, she's living in a smaller place and it's actually right by the bed. And I don't know if she chose to put it there or one of the carers put it there. Maybe it means a lot to her, but I wrote a song about her and her looking back to earlier times. I've tried to take some of her phrases and things that she still uses, phrases that were probably, you know, more common in the 50s and the 60s. And I think one of my favourite things about this song is the theremin, which is a synthesized theremin. You know that I always think of it as a Beach Boys sound. You'll hear it, especially at the end of the song, but I played the theremin, but on my keyboard, I kind of created the sound from sounds on my keyboard, and I really love this sound. It's one of my favourite sounds. So this is called Girl in the Sky Blue Ball Gown.
You come here at my door, dressed to the nines and right on time. You say, let's not be late, 2 tickets today to see Johnny Ray. A man who loves me in that for a while I know your face from some other place. You hand the mirror to me, that old woman I see just couldn't be me. Are you the man who loves me? Where did it go, my forever? I hung that photograph for everyone to see. The girl in the sky blue ball gown is me. When you were young, you were so lovely, they say. Don't they know it was just yesterday? I hung that photograph for everyone to see. The girl in the sky blue ball gown is me. When you were young, you were so lovely, they say. Don't they know it was just yesterday? Sometimes the memories get turned around. I'm sure I'm still that girl in the sky blue ball gown.
So, in this morning's stream, Katie asked me what my favourite song on the album is. Thank you, Bert, and thank you, everybody. And it's not that song, but my favourite moment of that album is the last few seconds of that song. It's the theremin thing that it does the octave leap thing. There's something about that sound that really moves me. You can expect to hear, now that I've discovered this theremin and I've created one on my little Nord keyboard, you can expect to hear a lot more theremin from me. And actually, I really liked one of the questions, Katie, that you asked me this morning. You said what inspired me to do an album that came from the DooWops kind of period, that 50s and 60s. And I think one of the things that I really, really enjoyed and that I was aiming to do, there's little Smokey, is all the harmonies. I do a lot of work where I'm a backing singer and get to sing harmonies with people. It's one of my favourite things to do. But this was like, I can do as many harmonies as I like. So I'll sing one, then I'll sing another, then I'll sing another, and I'll just keep stacking them. And that was just the best fun for me. So, that was one of the things, the whole DooWops thing where you had these groups of backing vocalists, which is rare. I think the biggest group of backing vocalists I've ever performed in live was 3, which is still pretty good. Just, I think the more voices, the better, personally. But it was interesting with that film clip, you notice it was a redhead again. And my mum was a hairdresser before she retired. And so it's her fault that I'm always changing my hair, because ever since I was little, she experimented on me. And I had every colour. I had perms, I had streaks, I had all those little plaits. You name it, I've had that kind of hairdo or hair colour. But most of my life, she was a redhead, even though she's the same natural colour as me, which is brunette. And but she had red hair for, most of my life. So it's funny how you end up being so much like your mum, even though you don't think you're going to be. So I often wonder that with my own son. You know, there's probably a lot of things about me that he rejects, which is fair enough. But I wonder if some of those things about me and the way I live and the things that I do will eventually rub off. Hopefully the good stuff will. Steve! Oh my goodness, how are you? I read somewhere that you weren't well. I hope you're feeling better. It's so good to see you here. Wow. So it's probably actually a decent time for you, because I usually stream at a time that's not so decent, but you being a rock star are always up anyway. But I think it's actually an okay time for you. So good to see you. How are you doing, Mr. 10 billion viewers? Which you totally deserve, by the way. Such a talented and hardworking and lovable person that you are. It's so great to see you here. And look, Smokey's even, she's heard that you were here. Probably when I shouted out, Steve! And she thought I was saying Smokey, and she probably wants her food. But that is Smokey Cam underneath lovely Katie Cam. I like it. Katie Cam, that works, don't you think, Katie?
It does.
And your picture is a lot more attractive than Smokey at the moment, because I think you're getting her bum. But that's okay. She's got a cute, fluffy bum.
We got bonsais earlier, so it's okay.
Oh, can you put bonsai up to the camera? Or the camera down to bonsai, maybe? No, hello, gorgeous. Oh, it's all about cat cam. Oh, bonsai's gorgeous. Oh, very nice.
There's Unity on the wheelchair.
Oh. Oh, where's Essie?
Essie's over there at the door.
Oh, lovely. We love a house full of animals. Oh, it's 9:11 a.m. You've snagged the lurgy. That's a bummer. You caught it at a gig. Yeah, I know. It happens, doesn't it? I've caught many a bug at a gig. All right, so we are, I don't know if you know, Steve, but I'm doing, this is my first stream in about a year, and because it was actually a Christmas stream last time I was on, and the learning curve, the relearning curve has been massive because, and I know you'll understand all of this, OBS just suddenly decided not to work. I upgraded it. I did everything you were supposed to do, and even asked, I've just been on the phone to AI the entire time, not like that, like this, which I love. Chat GBT is just amazing. I don't know how to do this. Tell me how to do this. It's awesome. And I say thank you. And they're really polite back as well. But anyway, I still couldn't get OBS to work even with Chat GBT's help. And so I'm on Streamlabs OBS. And you would think it was the same, but it's not. And it was a massive... no concept of personal space. It's quite true, especially when people come up after a gig, right, and say, oh, that was great. Oh, mate, that was great. Right? I'm sure that happened. I'm still on version 27.2.4. Ah, maybe that's what happened. Maybe I shouldn't have upgraded. I was just thinking I'm so behind, I'll get the latest version, and it just kept on crashing my entire computer, which is relatively new, the computer itself. Anyway, I'm on Streamlabs OBS and it just misses some of the things that I'm used to on OBS. One thing I have great trouble doing is playing videos on Streamlabs OBS. And actually, Dark, if you're still there, I'd love to hear, because you play a lot of videos, what program you use. I tried everything. I'm using something now called Pot Player. I think I asked ChatGPT and she told me, because she's a she, told me that was the best one, and actually it does seem to work. So there you go. But it took a long time to get everything together, and I probably still haven't got it together. So I haven't got it together enough to actually perform. The learning curve was so steep. I just got to the top of the hill, and I have to sit on this hill for a while, and then I will add that extra step of the actual live performance. I tried VLC Media Player, and the way playlists work, I didn't like at all. It just, yeah, I like the VLC Media Player in general, but I didn't like it for streaming. I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted to. That's where I started after going from here. But there were more things you could do to customize Pot Player. So it's kind of similar in a way to VLC. So I'm going to show off how it works now, and I'll probably completely stuff it because I'm going to play my next track, which is Floral Dress. So there's always a lot of songs about clothes and flowers in my recordings. But Floral Dress came out during the lockdowns because people were getting dressed up and taking their bins out. And I found that getting dressed up and putting makeup on and doing all that stuff was a really nice thing to do, even when I wasn't going anywhere. Made me feel better. So that's the impetus behind writing this song. And this is the film clip, which is has a lot of influence from Japan, which a lot of my stuff does, right? Here we go.
I know it's hard now. I see you clear. There in your kitchen, feeling crazy. Feels like the world has lost its grip, and you've lost your place in it. Don't worry, baby, I understand. But look for the sweetness unplanned. The world won't feel like it's in such a mess when you put on your floral dress, and you will see that the sky that we share is bluer than blue. Here is a teacup to catch your tears. I'm here in your kitchen till talking crazy. Just scribble down your doubts and I can draw them out. You in the mirror here, no need to fear. The world won't feel like it's in such a mess when you put on your floral dress.
We have show us your tattoos, Katie. That's what we can see at the moment, and they're very cool. Can you put them up closer to the camera?
Yeah, I'll just.
You've turned into cat cam. I turned my smoky cam off because she went for a walk, which is a bit of a worry because she could appear at any moment and turn off the computer, or you've seen Smokey in action before. Thank you for your claps, everybody. And you've grown a towel as well, I see, at your shoulder there. But yeah, show us your tattoos close up because they're very impressive.
This one is, I used to do karate. So this is the dragon.
Wow.
Go, Indy. And
what is it about cats and their bums? They love putting them everywhere.
And this is the snake.
Wow.
And then I've got one on the inside that says, if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. I've always loved the challenge.
That's a good one.
And then one on this side that says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
I love it.
And this one, I don't know. Yeah, can you see?
Yeah, beautiful.
And I've got 20, so we could be here for a while.
No way, do you? I've got one very sad, pathetic one compared to your beautiful artworks. Cat's got a hook on the end of his tail, I know. I'm going to show you mine. I know that this looks a bit scary. It's nowhere cheeky. I just have to turn around.
It's cool.
Can you see it?
Yep.
It's cool. A little pussy cat. And the reason I got that one, I love tattoos, and I know your tattoos have got stories. I love tattoos with stories. When I was living in Japan, I lived over there for, I think, 18 months, and I was singing. And when a pregnant person would come into the place I worked, they call it a live house where they have live music. And, you would sit and talk to the customers. And if they were pregnant, if any of the musicians or the other people working there had light-coloured eyes, Japanese people would do this thing that they'd kind of go up near your face and touch their belly. They'd go like this, and it took me a while to work it out, but they were trying to make it so that their babies would have your eye colour. I'm pretty sure it didn't work, but it happened a lot. It seemed to be a Japanese thing, so they'd go like that. And, one day I actually said, can I ask what that is? Because I've seen quite a lot of people do it. And she said, your eyes are like a cat, and I would like my baby to have cat's eyes. So I used to get called Neko-chan, which means little cat. And that's why I got a little cat tattoo on my back, because I ended up living in Japan for such a long time, fell in love with the culture and everything about it. And I wanted kind of a tangible reminder of that time of my life. I've been back so many times to Japan, one of my favourite places. So wonderful. So it's almost time for me to say goodbye. I've had a lovely day. Thank you so much to those who have dropped in. Thank you, Katie, for being my partner in crime and for all the animals. And thank you, everybody that's come to watch and have a listen and celebrate my EPversary. So it's been a year since I've streamed and a year since I've released this. And as I said earlier, I'm on to the next one, which is going to be called Murder and Melodrama. And yes, there will be murder ballads on that one. This is the last song of the EP mini album, and this actually was inspired by a Japanese novel that I read. I can't remember the name of the author, but a Japanese name, a lady, but the title of the book was Before the Coffee Gets Cold. And my song is called Before the Coffee Got Cold. Although there's no copyright issues, you can use the title of a book if you want. But I wanted people to look at the title Before the Coffee Got Cold and ask themselves, well, what happened before the coffee got cold? So I thought got rather than gets made people question, made it sound a little bit more intriguing. And this book was the cutest. I don't know if you've ever read a Japanese novel. I read it in English. My Japanese is not that good. But there's something, I don't mean this to sound racist, but there is a certain style in Japanese novels. Obviously, they're all different depending on the author, but there is a Japanese-ness that comes through that I just find really appealing. It's a different way of looking at the world, you know, just a different culture. And I've read a lot of Japanese novels, and I always feel, even though I've read all of these novels in English, I always feel the Japanese nature of them. And I totally fell in love with this gorgeous little book. It was set in a cafe, I think in Tokyo, and it was a bit of a secret little underground cafe, and you could go there and order a cup of coffee at a certain table and travel back in time. And so it was the stories of all different people who had someone in their past they had to go and see for a certain reason. But I'm actually getting shivers telling you about it because the book really moved me and I loved it. The only amount of time you had was while the coffee stayed warm. You had to come back from this other time zone, meeting this other important person in your past before the coffee got cold. And it just made me think of the things that can happen in a moment, in a short amount of time, that could be life-changing. And that includes getting your heart broken. So this song, I imagined myself as a 1950s teenager going to the diner, meeting up with my boyfriend, thinking, yay, I'm going on a date, and then he breaks my heart. That's kind of my mindset in writing this song. I think it's the most retro, the most 50s sounding song on the record. And it's the last one. And I actually got it mastered in both mono and stereo, because in those days, obviously, they would have got it mastered in mono. And on the CD is the mono version. But when you hear the digital version, it has to be stereo because all the streaming platforms weren't accepted as mono. But there's something about mono that is really lovely. It sounds kind of cleaner and purer almost, I guess, because it's all just coming the same from one direction rather than things being spread out across a spectrum. It's really interesting. I mean, I'm glad the world has gone stereo. It makes a lot more sense, but there's something really lovely about mono, I think. Anyway, you won't hear that in the clip, but you can look up on my Instagram feed or my Facebook feed. I put out a little video where I did part of the song in mono, then I switched to stereo, and it goes back and forwards, and it tells you which is which. And if you listen, it's not a really major difference, but if you listen, especially with headphones, you can tell. But here is the song, Before the Coffee Got Cold.
A catch in your voice on the end of the phone. You asked to see me, I should have known. The place on the corner where we first met. Will this be a day I will never forget? Can anybody tell me why I feel this way? I think I know what you want to say. Before the coffee gets cold, you let me down. Leave me unadored, say you'll see me around. Our romance is no more. We'll grow old while the coffee gets cold. Did you know all along it would end just like this? We didn't belong from that first kiss. The plans in my head are now all thwarted. The heart in my froth is now distorted. Who do you think you are to treat me this way? Is there nothing more
Well, it's time to raid somebody, and I'd forgotten all about raiding until the stream I did earlier today. And thank goodness in the Twitch dashboard they have big pictures, so you can just press the buttons. Good night, Bert. So wonderful to have you here today. Thank you. And thank you, Disky and my pals and everybody that popped in today. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Katie, so much for being my partner in crime. And it sounds like your work interview went well today, so keep us in touch and let us know. If you get the job, I'm sure you will. How could they not want to take you? And I don't know when I'll be streaming next. My plan is to try and stream at least once a month, but gigs are pretty insane for me, which I'm very thankful for. I'm doing a lot of touring, which is something I didn't really do before. And it just means that when I get home, I'm like, sometimes I love touring. Like, I really, really love it. But it does tire you out a bit, and it means I have less time for family and stuff. So this time next year then, no, before then. I hope. Yeah, definitely before then. Good night, everyone. Big love to you all too. And is there anybody online that you can recommend? Dark, you're the master at this. Oh, I just heard a crash. Smokey is in the house. It's probably good timing. I'm saying goodbye. Hi, Smokes. Do you want to come and say hello to everybody properly? There she is. Whoa. We've been looking at you all stream and you didn't even really know it. Oh, she's purring. Oh, it's the best feeling. Apparently, sorry, Smokes. Apparently, the cat's purr is, if you believe in these kind of things, which I kind of do, is on a very healing frequency. Vintage Muso, okay. I don't think I know Vintage Muso. I will give them a go. All right. Let me type that in and see if that's going to work. There we go. Thank you, Steve. And thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for dropping in. And I hope to see you again, but I probably won't see you before Christmas. So have a fabulous Christmas. I'll see you next year sometime. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
It delivers me from